I vent a little bit. Hi guys, saying hello to everybody that's saying hello back, or saying hello in the first place. Anyway, I'm just gonna get incredibly uncomfortably real for a second. I've been going through it pretty hard. I don't know if you guys ever wake up in the morning during periods of extreme stress where like your whole body's tense and it just feels like you kind of just like can't relax at all. Being even more uncomfortably honest, I'm in a lot of debt. I'm not making an incredible amount of money, and the pressures of social media and being successful and being an artist has just really been getting to my head. And so that's why it's like I come on here and I get consistent, and then I disappear for a while. It all becomes so much. And lately it's like I've been kind of just concerned for my own like sanity. It's like incredibly hard for me to sit down and focus, and it's become even harder for me to sit down and write music, because I feel like I need to be chronically online, and that being chronically online is what keeps my career intact and keeps my life intact. It's just, I don't know, I'm ranting and venting. I'm grateful for what I have. I have a lot more than I've ever had in my life, and I'm in a position that a lot of people would do anything for, but man, like I'm an introvert, forced extrovert on the internet. Why don't you go on tour? Look, that's the other thing. I want to go on tour, but I need to be able to afford to go on tour. So going on tour is not cheap. But anyway, I wanted to say thank you to all of you who support me and continue to listen and be there and participate in things that I have to say and music that I have to post. And for those of you that encourage me to take care of myself and not feel forced to be online all the time or whatever. I just genuinely appreciate you guys. You guys are like a totally different breed of people. I don't even like using the word fans at all. But you guys are so freaking awesome and supportive, and I could not do this without you guys. So thank you. I'm going to answer some questions and respond to some of you that are dropping in the chat. Somebody said, how can we help? I don't know. Other than, show up for me. That's the biggest thing that I need right now, is just on posts and different things like that, reels. I think it's been kind of harder to get music out there and get posts out there and things like that with the nature of everything going on with the election and everything else that's kind of crowding the internet right now, and it feels like I get in my head a lot, and I feel like what I have to say or what I have going on or what I'm writing isn't as important as a lot of those things. So then I'm like, well, why should I even post right now? Which is silly. I don't know. You just end up spiraling when you do this for a living. At least someone in my position who, I have horrid anxiety, and I struggle a lot with CPTSD and depression and just all kinds of things that are already crowding my headspace. So and the internet is another soul-sucking factor on top of all of that in a way, but it's also great. Somebody said, love seeing you at Sonic Temple. Come back to Columbus soon. Yeah, I'm excited to play Aftershock in Sacramento. We're playing another festival. That one's in October. I'm excited to go back out on tour too. Jenna Huff, thank you very much. It's so funny. I'm sitting at my desk every day, writing music and overthinking things and hitting walls, and comments like this actually tell me that it's okay and I can just exist and be me and create what I create, and it is totally fine. It doesn't have to be the greatest song in the world. It doesn't have to be a smash hit. I think that's the other problem with the internet, is that you look at what everyone else is doing and you feel the need to exist in their world. I think I need to refocus on my own thing. And Ghost Killer's in the chat, says, I get it. I'm literally having to be on social media all the time for my business, so I feel you there. Yeah, it's a quick way to get burnt out. That's for sure. Somebody said, do what you got to do because your music is amazing. Thank you very much. I'm like, lately I've just had a hard time with being motivated, because I just feel so pulled in so many different directions, and it feels like the pressure's on to, create my best work and work my ass off, especially being in Los Angeles, and it just being hard to exist here, but I mean, I can't blame anyone. I put myself here and decided I was ready, so now I gotta deal with it and do it. Someone said you should make merch. That's a good point. Right now we're actually working on a new merch line, which is going to be dropping soon. There's one design that I'm really excited about, but there seems to be too many colors in the design, which would cost us way too much money to make, so I'm kind of heartbroken about it because I was so excited about it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to make it. But there is other stuff in the merch drop that is totally fine and feasible that I think is also really awesome, so I'm excited to drop that and show you guys that soon. Sorry if I sound super winded. But I am, which is sad. I need to get back in shape, but chronic illness. Also, I'm taking walks every day, trying to do 2 a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening, because it's like 101 degrees in the valley here. Somebody said, hi bro, I'm from Brazil. Hi to Brazil. I'm trying to figure out how to properly pronounce your name. Junin? It's all one word, so it's like hard, but hello to Brazil. Somebody said listen to you on my walks. That's awesome. I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi hip-hop stuff that I can't really sit there and dissect and think about too hard. I need to listen to music that doesn't, not that it doesn't feel like music, but it doesn't feel anything remotely close to what I'm doing, so I'm not thinking about work in a way, and work being putting pressure on myself to try and figure out how to do something different all the time, and try to look at what other people are doing, and draw inspiration from different things. I start subconsciously doing that and getting stressed about thinking about if my songs that I have right now in my folder are good enough. So yeah, lo-fi hip-hop, because I'm not going to make a lo-fi hip-hop album. Thank you guys for listening to me rant. I'm sure it sounds like nonsense and just needed to go on a walk I just needed to talk because I've spent hours sitting on this mix for a song that I dropped a reel for the other day. If you saw it, it's called Other Side. And I've been driving myself crazy over trying to get the mix right, so I just needed to get out of my house for a second. Somebody said, I'll start a GoFundMe to get you back on tour. No, we don't need to do all that. Don't worry. It'll happen. The whole idea is putting out music and building the the streaming business up a little bit more so that the streaming business can fund the touring business, which is kind of how it works for everyone, you know. It just costs a lot of money to go on the road. Sometimes like up to $1,000 a day in transportation, and then you have crew, and then you have, for me, I have, you know, my friends that I hire to play with me, and then you have merch, and then you have the cost of, you know, food and all that. It just takes a lot. It takes an enormous amount of money. So, and then that same money, you know, pays for, you know, me being a dad and providing for my family and paying my car note and my, you know, my rent and all that. So it's like I've got a ways to go, and I think that that's why I'm you know, I'm feeling the pressure and I'm feeling the burn, because it's like, you know, in order to really be comfortable, like, you have to have a lot, which is why, you know, you see a lot of musicians kind of complaining about how it's not sustainable. It's kind of true. Whoops. Sorry, y'all. I accidentally just hit my lock screen button. Somebody said, take your time. Other Side is sounding amazing so far. Don't overthink it too much. See, here's the problem, is I overthought it, and I started going down the rabbit hole, and I mixed it again, and I added stuff to it, and then I went back and listened to the original one, and I was like, this sounds better. So the overthinking bit has already been done. So now I need to go home after my walk and undo it. Somebody said, oh man, somebody said, I'm in the ICU with my spouse. He's in a coma, and your music is my therapy through this. Thank you. I'm glad that I can help you in any way. I'm so sorry that you guys are dealing with this. Somebody said, I would definitely, what is it? I will definitely contribute to a GoFundMe wall. No, stop. I have a hard time accepting charity. I feel like I have to bust my ass for everything that I have. You know, it's how my dad taught me. Somebody said, need to drop sad songs. It's so good. I know, I haven't even teased that one. I haven't dropped any hints of that song at all. It's cool that you guys remember that song from tour. It was a really fun one to play every night, except for in Buffalo, New York. Something went horribly wrong during that particular song during our set. It was not good. Somebody said, love the new song. Thank you very much. I know it's a slower one, but to everybody that went and gave Until You're Not You a listen and really just kind of heard me out, it means a lot. That song carries a lot of my heart and a lot of what's been going on for the last few years with me. So I think I look for that in releasing songs, and sometimes, and by that I mean like feeling heard and seen in whatever I'm talking about. And in that song in particular, it was just like so much to get off of my chest. So thank you guys for checking it out and giving it a shot. And if you got all the way to the end of the song, which I'm sure some of you didn't because it's a bit slower, thank you, because it was the best part of the song. It was my favorite part of the song. Somebody said, how's your son doing? He's doing good. He went to daycare for a week, not even a week. It was 4 days. And then he got hand, foot, and mouth disease. And then we had to take him to the doctor, and then figured out it was hand, foot, mouth, and then he had to stay home for like a week and a half. So he hasn't even been back. It's been about a week and a half, and then Monday he's good to go back. He's doing a lot better now. No fever. He's back to his normal self. Most of the blisters are gone. But hell of a week. Somebody said, I suffer with multiple chronic autoimmune conditions, and your gift heals. Thank you very much. See, you guys are incredibly sweet. Somebody said, hardworking, that's a good trait, man. Yeah. I think everyone's goal in life is to like work less eventually. Everybody works so hard that eventually one day they don't have to work, you know, the whole retirement idea that doesn't really happen anymore. So like some days I'm like, is it gonna get easier? Is it gonna get lighter? And the answer for being a musician is no. So unless we got super lucky and had a freaking smash hit that, you know, just took care of everything, that would be sweet. But who knows? Somebody says, we love your music. Stop being so hard on yourself and stop overthinking. She says, I know it's difficult though. It is difficult. Sorry, crossing the street. Somebody said you would do us a favor accepting the GoFundMe thing. See, here's the thing. I don't know. My manager would probably be like, no, we're not doing that. We don't need to do that. It'll be fine. We just have to wait. And I'm of the same mindset because it validates my issue with pride. I need a haircut, y'all. This is what else happens when you're trying to make a record and you're stressed out. You forget to cut your hair for like 6 months. Somebody said, how's your manager doing? You're such a cool dude in Philly. Maybe your sucks the show is canceled. Maybe you're talking about my tour manager, Zeke, who's different guy than my actual manager. But he's good. We actually haven't spoken really since the tour. How do you manage depression and chronic illness with parenting? I'll be honest. It's challenging. And I think to be honest, the most challenging part is dealing with having to be on like a meal and like supplement and med schedule, and also, you know, trying to keep him on his schedule, but also trying to work as well. And all of this definitely comes with a good bit of complaining. You can ask Tori. I complain about it all the time. I just do what I can. Really, I just do what I can. And I'm lucky that I have a support system in my managers, my day-to-day manager, and as well as like having Tori, and also having a friend like Austin who lives here, and sometimes we talk and sort of vent. And, you know, I think for me, the way I manage everything is just like not letting myself be alone for too long, to like think about it and process it. And by that I mean, you know, just spending as much time like being social as I possibly can. Otherwise I just end up in a hole, and I just disappear for a while, and no one hears from me for a bit. I just get overwhelmed and burn out. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm catching up. So Sad Songs, is that releasing after Other Side? I don't know. If I'm being totally candid, Sad Songs was slated to be released next, but that song, it's really interesting. So with like TikTok and Instagram and everything, the way that I promote my stuff, being independent and trying to have successful releases, is making TikToks and Instagram reels and stuff like that, and trying to connect with other people over something that I'm going through, that I wrote about, or whatever. Sad Songs feels like such a selfish personal song that, to be honest, I've been scared of like dropping a teaser or anything, because I feel like I didn't write it with anyone else in mind. I wrote it about me and how I was feeling. And the truth of the matter really is that Sad Songs was written about feeling like all of my problems still followed me to California, you know, even though I felt like when I moved here, I was running away from a lot of my issues, and with chronic illness in general, thunderstorms and like barometric pressure and stuff like that like really like put me in a lot of pain and like gave me debilitating migraines and stuff. So I lived in Tampa before this, and if you know anything about Florida, it rains there all the time, and so leaving Florida has made like a massive improvement for me, and especially being in California where it's like virtually it never rains. So the song like starts with the line like, "How's it raining in Southern California? Like I fucking hate it because I swore I'd never see it again." The whole song is about like how, even though I moved here and I thought that, you know, I was on my way up and all of my problems were solved, it still felt like everything was fucked up, and I still was unsatisfied and still unhappy, and still in the same spot. So again, it's like, I think in regards to putting it out there, I got kind of frightened of it because I didn't know how to connect with people over, you know, me being selfish and just kind of almost throwing a tantrum in a song in a way. Even though it shouldn't matter. Somebody said, where I am, Tampa. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love Tampa. I especially love like St. Pete. It's a really pretty place, but yeah, the weather is just like insane. I couldn't do it. In California, I'm in Los Angeles right now. Somebody said, or Grimm could be after Other Side. Yeah, that one, I put that one on the record. So like right now I have everything in a sequence, in like an iTunes library playlist. And Grimm is on there, Other Side's on there. There's a few songs that are released that are on there, i.e. Good Enough Anymore. Yeah. Grimm will be on there. Someone said, I think anyone who's honest feels selfish and will connect with Sad Songs. Yeah, we'll see. Somebody said, you're awesome, keep your head up. I don't think it's possible for you to make a bad song. That's where you're wrong. I have made plenty of turds in my life. All right. I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for coming on my walk, listening to my rant, hanging out with me, talking with me. It means a bunch. It's good to know that I have you guys here and on my side, and like here for the whole journey, and that I'm not alone in the stress right now. It really means a bunch. So somebody asked a question that I will answer before I leave. When will you be live with Echo? I missed you last time I saw Echo. We sort of have an idea to do a tour together. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen or not, but it's been talked about, and that would be super duper fun. And we have also talked about making more music together, maybe making like a mixtape sort of thing, or like an EP sort of thing, with like good things and